It's me again. Today is a day for me to, I guess I got things on my mind because I'm having an existential crisis today. I've discovered a lot of surprising facts over the past few weeks and months. And, in researching these facts, I'm coming to find that there's a lot of stuff that, as a boomer, I'm finding about my life that shit I thought was real and true isn't. When you find out stuff that you believed your whole life was facts, and then you find out that you've been straight lied to, kind of makes you reflect on how many different things that one lie affected in your life, and how much you realize what you thought you were doing to help didn't really matter, because it ain't gonna help anyway. I know it sounds like a roundabout way of not saying what my point is, but it's just a real detailed situation, and there's just a lot to it. I mean, I'm 59, I'll be 60 in a few months, and to realize that stuff you learned in pre-kindergarten was all lies. And you based a lot of your life decisions and choices on that information that you find out today. You were pretty much, we as a generation were programmed to do things a certain way because it made some select individuals very, very wealthy for us to think that way. And now we find out that everything we thought we were doing to help the environment is a gigantic lie because somebody wanted to make a lot of money off the packaging. And to look around my house right now and see how many things we live with that's made out of stuff that we were told was recyclable. And then to find out now, when you really look at it, we have more landfills today than we had when we started the recycling program. And now we're finding out that the manufacturers of the plastic packaging that we thought was recyclable isn't. Which is why we have more landfills now than when we started the recycling program. And to suddenly realize that you've lived your life buying products that you thought were going to be helpful to the environment, you find out have not been, and have actually contributed to the destruction of our environment. And you thought for your entire life that in supporting those products, you were supporting protection of our environment. And then come find out, no, I just made a whole bunch of people very rich for you and your entire generation to think like that. I'm referencing the little emblem that's on every plastic piece of anything that is manufactured in the United States. I can't speak for the rest of the world. All I can do is talk about the products that I buy. But there's a little symbol on like everything that's made of plastic. It's that little bitty symbol right there, the thing that looks like a triangle thing that's stamped into everything. We thought that meant recycling. It doesn't. What we thought was recyclable isn't. It's simply the information that tells the plastic manufacturers where this was manufactured and which plant manufactured it for what purpose? The only part of this entire item that is recyclable is the cap. And the only part of the cap that's recyclable is the white piece in the middle. So that means the bottle and the red part of the cap are not recyclable. We thought recyclable meant, which now that I think about it, means exactly what they said. We can recycle it and remake it into something else. What we can't do is get rid of it once we make it. So if only 5% of the packaging that we thought was recyclable is actually biodegradable, which is what we thought we were doing, was buying things that were biodegradable. But no, we were buying things that are recyclable, which means they can melt it down and make something new out of it and reuse it. But if you want to get rid of the plastic, there's no environmentally safe way to get rid of the plastic once they've made it. So we were under the impression as a generation that we were purchasing items that were going to save our environment. Instead, these items, once no one wants to use them anymore, and the plastic manufacturers want to do something else with the plastic instead of reuse this one, they go into landfills. Glass doesn't have the little stamp on the bottom. You know why? Glass doesn't need that stamp to say it's recyclable or biodegradable, because glass is biodegradable, as well as metals. They degrade over time back into the environment, and then it's part of the life cycle. Plastic can't. And that little cute little emblem they have under there, you can see it right there, doesn't mean this is biodegradable and safer for the environment. It means there's something going to melt it down and reuse it for something else. And put that on there, and then they're going to advertise and market it as if it is environmentally friendly. It's not. We thought it was. And we thought every single thing we purchased with that little job on there was letting us know that we were saving the environment. And now to find out that no, that's not what that means. We should have stuck with with glass and aluminum and metal packaging for everything, because that will degrade over time. This shit won't. And all my life, we were primed, we were told, we were given this constant message that recycle, 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 because it saves the environment. No, it lines the pockets of the people that make plastic. And it creates more landfills. So guess what Tina's buying from now on? If it's made of plastic, I'm not buying it. If I can possibly help it. I'm going to go back to everything in glass bottles and paper containers and containers that are actually biodegradable, which is the word that we weren't exactly educated to understand the difference. And today, the same people who got rich over that shit are the ones who want to cut off funding for education, so they can go back to a whole nation of ignorant people who don't question anything like we didn't. We didn't question it. We just believed what we were told. And our kids are going You guys were naive and you just believed and trusted. That's why we don't trust nobody. And I'm just realizing that for the last 59 years of my life, I honestly believed that we were helping with this shit. Buying tied in pods is nice, but the pods are inside of a container that is not recyclable. So when we get done with buying the pods, we're still not helping. So I'm going back to dry detergent in a cardboard container, because even though cardboard comes from trees regrow and cardboard is biodegradable. So that actually is helping the environment. Not this shit. Today's not a good day to realize this type of crap. And it happens over and over and over. And I'm just a 60-year-old who's fed the fuck up through looking back and realizing most of what I was told my entire life was lies. And I came from a generation where we were discouraged from asking questions. Just listen because I'm older and wiser, and I know more than you do, and you don't have to question what I tell you. Just do what I say, not what I do. We came from that mentality. So we didn't question, not deeply. We're not the generation that came up with the mindset of critical thinking. We didn't come up like that. We came up with do what I say because I know more. Do what I say because I'm better educated. Do what I say because I'm older and wiser. Don't question me. That's what we came up with as a generation. Boomers. That's what we came up with. And we didn't question shit like this. We didn't question shit like this until we had kids. We had kids in the 80s, and those kids grew up with this shit. Those kids went, yeah, but it's plastic. If you burn it, it's going to destroy the ozone layer. If you throw it away, it's not going to degrade. How is this helping the environment? We just went there without thinking about it. Our kids said, hello. Think about that first. And the difference is, our kids were encouraged to think and question, and we were discouraged from doing that, which is why they stand up to the cops and they stand up to authority and they question it and they make you prove that I need to respect you. They make you prove, they want you to come to the table with receipts. We didn't ask for receipts. We're the generation who got used to not even having receipts. Receipts. Oh, yeah, that box full of papers. Proof? We're not used to asking for proof. We are now looking at ourselves going, I'm getting ready to collect my Social Security, and I've spent my lifetime not questioning shit like this. But watching landfills get filled up and not putting two and two together and going, wait, I thought we were recycling for the last 40 years. Why do we have more landfills? Well, it takes Gen Z to go, hello. That's because y'all been dumping this kind of shit in the... What do you think? It is plastic. That can't be recycled. I mean, it can be reused. It can be melted down and remade into something else, but you can't get rid of it. What you gonna do with it when you want to get rid of it? And we 60, sitting back going, huh, why didn't I ever think of that? Because they didn't want us to think of that. They didn't want us to have sense. These are the same people trying to take laws away from women. These are the same people that's trying to shut down public schooling in certain areas because they don't want their constituents to actually have sense enough to question. Because these millennials, they've been questioning. And if you ain't got receipts, they will not trust you, nor will they vote for you. They question everybody. They question their doctors. They question their teachers. They question their politician. They question their religious leaders. They question everybody. And they make you give them answers. We didn't do that. But thank goodness we fought for the rights so they could question. And I'm at least glad we did something. But right now, I'm feeling as a boomer like we fucking failed all the way around. I feel like we as a generation failed all the way around because we didn't ask enough questions. We just accepted shit like this. We just accepted shit like that. That bullshit, we just accepted it. And now I feel like, was everything in my life told to me a lie? I don't know. But I'm upset.